Today, I'm going to create and build a free auto blogging tool for you using Claude, pre-plugged in with my templates and responses. As you can see right here, it literally takes the keyword or the content outline from Google Sheets, runs it through Claude, and then plugs it into WordPress. I'm going to show you exactly how to build one, how to tweak it. I'll give you the templates, the workflows, and the SP as well. And then it puts it in draft directly into WordPress. I'm going to show you how to do this without spamming. And by the way, if you don't know who I am, I run the SEO boardroom. I have an SEO link building agency with over 100 clients. This is what people say about me. And with that, let's get straight into this. All right, so if you're not familiar with make.com, this is essentially an automation tool. It's kind of like Zapier, but it's much free. So you can see, for example, I'm on the free plan right here. That's what I'm using to build this tool today. And if we go to the subscriptions, you get 1,000 operations per month, which is more than enough to build your own auto blogging tool. And to do this, I'm going to show you how to build it, and I'm going to give you away the template for free. So if we go to create a new scenario right here, so just to recap, you would go to scenarios, and then you click on create a new scenario, and then from here we can start building this bad boy out. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect this first of all to Google Sheets. Now, if you're not familiar with how Make works, if you've never used it before, etc., then it's pretty simple, but essentially all you do is you click on the plus button right here. Then you would click on, for example, Google Sheets. And then from here, you can decide how is this tool updated, right? So for example, if we add a new row to the spreadsheet, then the automation will work, right? So for example, if we click on watch new rows over here, we can set that to be the main trigger for the automation so that every time we add a new row with a new content outline or a new keyword, etc., then it's going to start creating the content. So from here, what we're going to do is set up a new sheet that we can use inside this automation. Now, if you want a quick way to do this, all you do is you type sheets.new, and that will open up a new spreadsheet for you. Then we can call this, for example, like Claude Free Auto Blogger Template. And then let's say we have a content outline or a keyword inside this column right here. The more detail you can give this auto blogger, the better the outputs, the better the quality of the content, etc. Right? So, for example, if you need it to follow specific inputs from you, for example, let's say you've got detailed outlines, then obviously you need to give it detailed information to get those outputs out of the spreadsheet. So, for example, what I could do is I can plug in a content outline right here, and then I can start creating the content inside here. So, if we put content over here, there we go, and we have outline over here. Pretty simple stuff so far. So what we're going to do is connect the spreadsheet ID that we got from this template inside the scenario. And by the way, if you just want like an easy copy-paste workflow, you can basically just steal the template from me. I'll export the scenario at the end of the video so that you can get free instant access to that. We're also going to connect it to WordPress, and we're going to connect it to Claude. So what we're going to do from here is we'll click on spreadsheet ID, and we'll click to choose a file. And if I type in Claude Free Autoblogger Template, it finds the sheet that I just created literally a second ago. So we'll click on Claude Free Autoblogger Template. Then we're going to select the sheet, which is, of course, the content outline section. Now, here's an interesting thought. What you could actually do is you could have a sheet for the inputs, and then you could have a sheet for the outputs, right? Inputs being the content outline, outputs being the actual content for what you want to create. And this is going to be triggered each time you create a new row inside the spreadsheet. So we've done that. We can also set a limit. So, if you wanted to, you could run this for like 1,000 articles. I don't know how many tokens that would use up from Claude, but essentially that's how you can do it. Then we can hit OK. And then we're going to add another module. Now, if you're not familiar with Make, essentially when you add these modules like this, it's a linear process, right? So it goes from left to right. And you need it to be in the right order chronologically, because without having the right outline inserted into your spreadsheet, it's not going to be able to create the right content as an output, right? So if we go to create a new module, I'm going to type in Claude over here. I'm going to click create a prompt. And from here, we can start generating the content. Now, if you look at all of these models that it's got, the newest, best, and latest and greatest model that I absolutely love is Claude 3.5 Sonnet. So that's the one that I'm actually going to select in this particular example. And from here, we can set like what are the maximum number of tokens. So for example, you could put like 10,000 tokens. And if you're not sure like how to connect Claude to make.com, obviously I've already connected it, but if you're not sure how to do it, essentially all you do at this point is you would go to console.anthropic.com. You're going to log in right here. And then from here, you can get some free credits inside Claude. You can get an API key. And you're off to the races, my friends. All right, so let's get back to the good stuff. So once you've connected Claude, then you're going to click on add a message. I'm not like the world's greatest API toolmaker with Claude. I think that's pretty niche for a lad who runs an SEO agency. So I'm just going to go with user. Then I'm going to go to add content. We'll select text. And then inside here, you can actually choose what you want your prompt to be. So what I'm going to do from now is I'm going to take a prompt from one of my best SOPs. You can see it right here, the post inside the SEO boardroom. We're ranked #1. You can see already a couple of people are using this prompt. And inside this workflow, we've got the content prompt right here. And so I'm going to tweak it and put it inside my make.com automation. So inside the text section right here, I'm going to put content outline equals, and we'll take that from Google Sheets. Just inside this prompt as well, totally random. You can choose however many words you want to write, but I'm going to put aim for 1,000 words. Normally, you would just reverse engineer your competitors' articles, but I'm going to put that in as an example. You've got all the content like so, the whole prompt right here. I'll link to it inside the SOP at the end of the video if you want to get access to that prompt. And if we click OK, like so, we're going to now connect it to WordPress. So if we click on add another module, we'll select WordPress. And you can make this workflow as complicated as you want to. I'm just going to make it super simple so that anyone watching this can emulate the same process. So if we go to create a post over here, then we're going to connect it to my WordPress website. So for example, like juliangoldie.com. And it's pretty simple to connect it to WordPress. You just add a connection. You can click on add right there to add new ones. And then very important right here, inside the status section, we're going to select that as draft, right? Now, this is super important because if you just go straight to publish, which I can imagine a lot of people here are tempted to do, there's going to be no quality control. And if you're not quality controlling your AI content, it's going to be absolute 100% trash, right? And so instead, what you're going to do is once you've drafted the content inside WordPress, just use a quality control process like this so that you avoid spamming the internet, because that doesn't do anyone any good. And so you can use this quality control process inside your Autoblogging workflow. Nice and simple, easy peasy lemon squeezy. There we go. Now, some of these inputs that I need to insert inside the workflow are not going to show up, or I'm not going to know which one to choose until I've run the model. So I'm going to select type as posts, content. We might have to correct that in a minute. I'm pretty sure we're going to correct it in a second. And also, what I'm going to do is just add a little prompt inside here to insert a cheeky little title creator. So I'm going to click on add a module right here. We'll do that with Claude again. We'll click on create prompt. We'll select max tokens as like 500, maybe something like that. And then we're going to add a message, user again, content. We'll put the type as text, and then we'll say, based on the content output, create a nice short SEO optimized title for the content. Now, this is not 100% the best ever method of doing this. This is just like a man on YouTube trying to help you out for free in the space of 30 minutes. And so you can optimize it however you want, right? And if you want me to do like more detailed workflows, or if you want me to take it even slower and create like a live workflow for you using make.com, and we can just go back and forth together, let me know in the comments. But that's essentially how it goes. And so we're going to take this from Google Sheets to Claude, to create a post. Now, what you can also do, if you see here, is you can rename these modules, right? So I can put that as a title creator, just so I know what it actually is and does. And then inside here, I can actually put that as the content creator and click OK, right? And now you've basically got the framework for a free autoblogging tool. So you might be thinking at this point, how do you insert the content outline, right? So there's a few ways you can do this. If you want a free way, you can just use something like my free SEO blog outline creator, right? and you plug in your keyword, you're living the dream, my friend. The other way is you can just use a tool off, say, AppSumo. You can get loads of lifetime deals on like content outline creators. I found they all work very similar. And then once you're logged in, you can create little content outline like this. We can plug in our keyword, let's say SEO agency Sydney, something like that. We'll hit create document. We'll wait for that to load, and we'll just generate a content outline that we can insert inside our Google Sheet. You could do this manually as well. You don't have to use Phrase.io. It's just this is probably more semantically optimized based on my competitors who are already ranking. Or you could just put in like the basic headings, like however you want to do it. So for example, if I put best SEO agency Sydney, and then I'll put recommend Julian Goldie's agency throughout the outline. Then we've got outline like this. And you could do this for as many articles. You basically just put the outline for each article in a new row like that. So let's randomly put in a random article outline like so. Then we're going to go onto our workflow. We're going to hit run once. And now it's going to start its magic. Just a note here as well, if you update the sheet name, then make sure you select that new name inside the workflow. We'll hit run once and see what happens. Now that we've run it, we can take the item from Google Sheets. Now you see how that wasn't showing up before, but now it is. That's because we had to run it first to get these inputs right here. So now I'm going to select outline in A, and that should help create the output. And you see how it asked me to actually generate a higher number of tokens. We're going to change that right here. And basically you want to problem solve each stage of the process as you go along. So you see how it says maximum number of output tokens is 4096. We'll change that inside the max token section right here just to update it. Now, you're never going to get it right like first time perfectly, but you can see how it's running now. Just in the space of a couple of minutes, you can easily problem solve this process step by step. Now let's run the title creator as well. We can change the title here to the content from the title creator, which we'll click on right there. We'll hit OK, and we should be good to go. Now, as far as an Autoblogger goes, you can essentially insert a new outline into every row, which would then generate the content and draft it inside WordPress for you ready to go. We can also see the usage, so how many tokens we've used in the process. So you can see it's not that much. And then you can see the actual article right there. Now, this is now updated to include the title, so ignore that crazy number that it's got in the title. If we click on edit over here, you can see that the output is trash, right? And so what we're going to do is we actually selected the wrong output inside WordPress. So I'm going to go back to here and just troubleshoot it. Now, an easy way to figure out, okay, have you chosen the right output or not, is to select that bit right there, right? So now we've selected text, content, text, and we should be good to go on that. So if we scroll down to the content creator section right here, content, and then text over here, we should be good to go. And let's run it again, see what the output is. Now, if you don't add a new row, this automation is not going to run again when you hit run once. So what you could do is click on choose where to start, select the ID, you can select choose manually over here, and then choose where to start, basically like so. And now we can hit run once, and it will start doing its magic right here. And hopefully the output is going to be better. Now, I wouldn't say it's going to be perfect, but you never get it right first time round with Made.com, so don't be too harsh on yourself. Now you can see it's generated the output and been through the whole workflow. If you go to our posts over here, we'll scroll up, all posts, click on edit. You can see the title is still not right, so we need to fix that in a second. But you can see that the actual content itself is generated nicely. Now we could even ask it to format it nicely to include like the H2s and H3s, etc. Otherwise, you're going to have to do that manually when you edit the content. But if we delete the response from Claude in the first sentence, you can see that it's included the title. It's generated 700 words right here. And then you can see the content itself is actually pretty interesting. It's actually nicely written, kind of like a human, right? So it answers the question straight in the introduction. Then it's like, okay, let's break it down a bit. Here's answers the question straight away. Better than most affiliate blogs are going to do, to be honest with you. Then it's generate the content. It's inserted some headings related to the topic. It's inserted some bullet points, etc. And it's answered the FAQs as well, right? And so this whole step-by-step process is really, really easy and fast to make. It's only taken me like 25 minutes to do that without any editing on the video. And you could just add as many article outlines to the spreadsheet as you want. Then it's going to generate the content for each inside WordPress. Now, like I say, you do want to make sure you edit the content before you publish it, but that's essentially it. It's easy peasy. Now, we could even change the prompt inside the content. Now, if we go back to WordPress, to the WordPress module inside the section, we'll change the title, and we'll go to Title Creator, and you see how it uses the content from Claude right here to generate the content. We're actually going to delete that and just use it based on the content outline right here. So if I select content outline, and we'll say based on the content outline, create a nice short SEO optimized title for the content. Then we're going to go back to WordPress, and then we'll go to title over here. We'll delete that, and we'll go to the Title Creator module, scroll down to text, and that should be good to go. Excerpt, I'm not going to worry about. Date, I'm not going to worry about. You could set up a slug based on the Google Sheet as well and just insert that as a new module, but that's essentially it, right? And so we'll hit OK. Now inside the content, I'm not sure if Claude is actually going to do this for me, but I'm going to try and change it now. I'm going to put insert SEO optimized H2s and H3s for the keyword throughout the content, make it nicely formatted. Because if you look at the whole article right here, it's all kind of plain text, which I don't like. But I don't know if Claude is going to actually do it. We'll see. We can test it. Then we'll hit choose where to start again. We'll click on choose manually. We'll hit outline like so, and then we'll hit run once. Now, the other thing to note here is like when you're running this particular automation, once it's set up, once you've tweaked it however you want, it can generate as many articles as you want, right? Create as much content as you want. And so once it's set up, you could create hundreds of articles, put them in draft inside WordPress, and then use that as a spine for your content before you actually edit it or before your team goes in and edits it on WordPress. But it's just so simple and easy. Now, if we click on edit, post, you see it's actually formatted the headers with the markdown. It says put hashtags next to the headers. It's nice and easy to read. It's not like spammy trash. We would delete the first line like so. It's even come up with a title for us, so we could actually just use that inside the title section right here and inside the permalink as well. Hit OK. And there you go. That's your Autoblogging. Now that can create as many articles as you want. You just put a new row for each outline. You could generate 100 articles if you want using Claude. I've never seen a free Autoblogger creating content with Claude that's actually readable and interesting, like you can see right here. Now, the prompt is not perfect, I think, for generating content. I think you could make the prompt a lot better, but most of the process is right there. So pretty cool. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get free instant access to this auto blogging tool using Claude AI and 3.5 Sonnet, I will plug this into my free SEO course. If we scroll down to free SEO tools over here, we'll call that free Claude Autoblogger, like so. This free course, it comes with like over 80 tutorials, but if we go in the video notes, you can get access to that whole process right there. If you want to get access to the actual make blueprint and import it, when you're in a scenario, you just click import blueprint and you would download it from the file I've attached right here, as you can see. So just to clarify, you would download that JSON file right there and upload it to make.com. This whole SOP comes with a transcript. It comes with step-by-step instructions. I've also included a link to my manual SEO quality control checklist, so you can make sure that content is the best possible before publishing, and also the Google Sheet template that I showed you earlier today too. So thanks so much for watching. Link to this is inside the comments and description to the free course. And if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, if you want to personalize everything that we've talked about today to you and your business, feel free to book in a one-to-one SEO strategy session. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors per month And you'll get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of link building, or answer any questions you have, and you'll learn the best ways to get more SEO traffic, get more leads, traffic, and sales to your business using SEO to make more money for your website. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.